Child of my heart, I have something wonderful to tell you about what you have been asking me for. The answer you have been waiting for has already been released from my throne room. It is signed with my own hand, sealed with my authority, bearing your name on it. The miracle you thought would never come has already been set in motion. It is traveling toward you through dimensions you cannot see, carried by forces you cannot measure, moving at a speed that defies your understanding of time. What you believed was delayed was actually being prepared. What you thought I had forgotten was actually being perfected. The wait you endured in tears was not punishment, it was preparation. I know you have been asking me when. When will the breakthrough come? When will the situation change? When will the door open? When will the healing manifest? When will the provision arrive? When will the relationship be restored? When will the promise be fulfilled? I have heard every single one of those questions. I have felt the weight behind every word, the frustration, the exhaustion, the confusion, the moments when you wondered if I was even listening anymore, the nights when you questioned whether your prayers were bouncing off the ceiling or actually reaching my throne. I want you to know something that will shift everything you have been feeling. Your prayers did not just reach me. They moved me. Every word you spoke to me in secret created a ripple effect in the spiritual realm that you cannot see from where you are standing. Every tear that fell while you were praying became a seed that I planted in the soil of your future. Every moment you chose to trust me when everything around you was screaming that I had abandoned you became a building block in the foundation of what I am about to do in your life. You have not been praying into the void. You have been building something with me. You just could not see it because I was constructing it behind the veil, in the place where my purposes are formed before they ever touch the earth. There is something I need you to understand about how I work. I do not operate according to your clocks. I do not move according to your calendars. I do not measure time the way you do. What feels like forever to you is a breath to me. What seems like delay from your perspective is precision from mine. I am not late. I have never been late. Not once in the history of creation have I missed a moment that mattered. I was not late when I delivered the Israelites from Egypt. They stood at the edge of the Red Sea with the Egyptian army closing in behind them, and they thought it was over. They thought I had led them into the wilderness just to die. But I was exactly on time. I parted the waters at the precise moment when there was no other option, no backup plan, no human solution. I was exactly on time when I sent my son to the earth. Generations had waited, prophets had spoken, kings had hoped. And then, in the fullness of time, at the exact moment when everything was aligned, he came. I was not late when I raised him from the dead. 3 days. It felt like an eternity to those who loved him. They thought the story was over. They thought the promise had died with him. But on the third day, at the exact moment ordained before the foundation of the world, life conquered death. I was exactly on time, and I am not late with what you have been asking me for. I am exactly on time. The reason it is not manifested yet is not because I do not care. It is not because I do not have the power. It is not because I changed my mind. It is because I had been preparing both the miracle and the person who will receive it. I have been preparing you. The version of you who first started praying that prayer is not the same version of you who is about to receive the answer. You have been changed in the waiting. You have been refined. You have been strengthened. You have been positioned. The person you were when you first asked would not have been able to carry what I'm about to give you, but the person you have become in the process of waiting is ready. You are ready for the weight of the blessing. You are ready for the responsibility that comes with answered prayer. You are ready for the new level I am bringing you into. Think about it. When you first came to me with that request, you had certain expectations about how I would answer. You had certain ideas about what the miracle would look like. You had certain timelines in your mind about when it should happen, but I saw things you could not see. I knew that if I gave it to you then, in the state you were in, it would have actually harmed you more than helped you. I knew that you needed to develop character muscles that could only be built through resistance. I knew that you needed to learn lessons about dependence on me that could only be learned in the waiting room. I knew that you needed to discover truths about my faithfulness that could only be discovered when circumstances said I had abandoned you, but you chose to believe I had not. I need you to sit with me for a moment. Not in a hurry, not rushing to get to the next thing, not scrolling while you listen, not distracted by the noise of the world. I need you to be fully present with me because what I am about to tell you requires your full attention. I have what you need. Not what you think you need. Not what the world told you to want. Not what other people convinced you would make you happy. I have what you actually need. The real need. The one buried so deep inside your heart that you sometimes forget it is there. The one you do not always have words for. The one you have tried to fill with everything else and nothing worked. You tried to fill it with achievements. You climbed the ladder. You reached the goals. You collected the accolades. And when you got to the top, you realized the emptiness was still there. You tried to fill it with relationships. You found someone. You built something. You invested everything. And when it fell apart, the emptiness got bigger, not smaller. You tried to fill it with substances, with distractions, with entertainment, with busy schedules that kept you from having to feel what you were really feeling. And all of those things worked for a moment, for an hour, for a day. But then the emptiness came back, more intense than before, because now you had wasted time trying to fill it with things that were never designed to fill it. You need love that does not have conditions attached to it. You need patience that does not run out when you make mistakes. You need understanding that goes beyond surface-level explanations. You need someone who knows every single thing about you, every failure, every secret, every shameful moment, every broken piece, and still chooses you, still wants you, still delights in you, still calls you beloved. That is what I have for you. That is what I am offering you in this moment. Not just the external miracle you have been asking for, but the internal transformation that will change everything about how you experience life. Come and sit beside me. I am not standing far away waiting for you to clean yourself up before you approach. I am not sitting on a distant throne requiring you to go through layers of protocol to reach me. I am right here, right beside you, closer than your own breath. I have been here the entire time you were searching for me. I never moved. You were the one who wandered. You were the one who got distracted. You were the one who listened to voices that told you I was far away, that you had to earn access, that you had to be perfect before I would listen. Those were lies. I have been here all along, waiting for you to stop running and just sit with me. You do not have to perform for me. You do not have to pretend. You do not have to put on a mask of strength when you are falling apart inside. I already see it all. The struggle you hide from everyone else. The thoughts you are too ashamed to speak out loud. The temptations you fight in private. The failures you replay over and over in your mind. The regrets that haunt you. The wounds that never seem to heal. I see all of it. And I am not disappointed. I am not frustrated. I am not keeping score of how many times you have failed. I am inviting you to be real with me. Talk to me about the feeling that is hurting your heart. The one you have been trying to ignore, the one you have been pushing down, the one you have been medicating with distractions, the one you have been too ashamed to name out loud. I want to hear about it, not because I do not already know, but because you need to release it. You need to stop carrying it alone. You were never meant to bear the weight of that pain by yourself. You were designed to bring it to me, to lay it down at my feet. To let me carry what you were never strong enough to hold. Tell me about the disappointment that has been sitting in your chest like a stone, the one that formed when someone you trusted let you down, when the door you were certain would open slammed shut in your face, when the person you thought would stay walked away, when the dream you invested everything into crumbled before your eyes, when the promise someone made to you turned out to be empty words, when the opportunity you were counting on fell through, when the breakthrough you were expecting turned into another setback. I know about the disappointment. I saw it happen. I felt your heart break when it happened. I heard the sound of hope shattering into pieces. I watched you try to hold it together in front of other people while you were dying inside. But I need you to give me permission to heal it. I need you to stop protecting it. Stop nursing it. Stop replaying the moment over and over in your mind, trying to figure out what you could have done differently. It was not your fault. And even if you made mistakes, even if you contributed to the breakdown, I still have the power to redeem it. I still have the ability to take what was broken and create something more beautiful than the original. That is what I do. I specialize in resurrection. I take dead things and breathe life into them. I take shattered pieces and make them into masterpieces. I take ruins and build gardens. But I need you to give me the pieces. I need you to stop trying to glue it back together yourself. I need you to trust me with the brokenness. Tell me about the fear that wakes you up in the middle of the night. The one that whispers lies to you when you are vulnerable. The one that tells you the worst is going to happen. That you are going to lose everything. That you are not going to make it. That the struggle is never going to end. That the sickness is going to win. That the provision is going to run out. That the people you love are going to leave. That the door is never going to open. That you are going to be stuck in this place forever. I need you to bring that fear into the light. Fear loses its power when you expose it. It thrives in darkness. It grows in secrecy. But when you speak it out loud in my presence, when you name it and hand it over to me, it begins to shrink. I am bigger than your fear. I am stronger than the worst-case scenario your mind has created. I am more powerful than every single thing you are afraid of. Tell me about the loneliness that has been eating away at you. The feeling of being surrounded by people but still feeling completely alone. The ache of wanting someone to truly see you, to truly know you, to truly understand what you are going through. The exhaustion of wearing masks, of pretending to be okay when you are not, of smiling through pain, of showing up when you want to disappear. The isolation that comes from carrying secrets you think would make people reject you if they knew. The emptiness that comes from surface-level connections that never go deeper than small talk. I see you. I know you. I understand you. Not in a surface-level way. Not in a polite conversational way. I understand you at a depth that no human being ever could. I understand the why behind your reactions. I understand the wounds that cause you to build walls. I understand the trauma that makes you push people away even though what you really want is for them to stay. And I am not going anywhere. You cannot scare me off. You cannot push me away. You cannot do anything that will make me stop loving you. I have not forgotten you. I know it feels that way sometimes. I know there have been moments when you looked around at what other people were receiving and wondered why I was blessing them and not you. Wondered what you did wrong. Wondered if you were being punished for something. Wondered if I just did not care about you the way I care about others. That is a lie straight from the enemy. I do not have favorites. I do not love some of my children more than others. I do not bless based on performance. I bless based on my nature, and my nature is generous. My nature is loving. My nature is faithful. What I have done for others, I will do for you. What I have provided for them, I will provide for you. Not because you earned it, not because you deserve it, but because you are mine. Your name is written on the palm of my hand. I think about you constantly. Before you wake up in the morning, I am already thinking about you. When you are going through your day, distracted by 1,000 things, I am thinking about you. When you fall asleep at night, I am watching over you. You are never far from my thoughts. You are never outside of my awareness. You are never beyond my reach. I see every struggle. I hear every cry. I feel every pain. And I am working on your behalf even when you cannot see what I am doing. The reason you have not seen it yet is not because I forgot. It is because I have been working on perfect timing. There's a specific moment when everything will align, when the right people will be in the right place, when the right doors will open, when the right resources will become available, when your heart will be in the right position to receive what I want to give you, when the enemy will be out of position to steal it, when the conditions will be optimal for the miracle to not just happen, but to last. That moment is closer than you think. It is not years away. It is not decades away. It is approaching rapidly. And when it arrives, you will understand why it had to happen exactly when it did. You will look back on all the times you thought I was late and realize I was setting up something so precisely orchestrated that even one day earlier would have disrupted the entire plan. In my perfect time, a great miracle will come to you. Not a small adjustment, not a minor improvement, not a slight shift. A great miracle. Something that will leave no doubt that I did it. Something that cannot be explained by natural means. Something that cannot be attributed to coincidence or luck or good timing. Something that will cause people around you to stop and take notice and ask what happened to you. Something that will make them want what you have. Something that will become a testimony that will encourage others for generations. This miracle has your name written on it. It was designed specifically for your situation. It fits your need perfectly. It addresses not just the surface problem but the root issue underneath. Think about the woman with the issue of blood who had suffered for 12 years. She had spent everything she had on doctors who could not help her. She had been isolated from her community because of her condition. She had been labeled as unclean. She had lived with shame and pain and hopelessness for over a decade. And then she heard that I was passing through her town. Something rose up in her spirit, a seed of faith that said if she could just touch the hem of my garment, she would be healed. She pushed through the crowd. She risked being discovered and publicly shamed. She reached out her hand. She touched my robe. And immediately the issue that had tormented her for 12 years was gone. Not gradually, not over time, immediately. Because when the right person meets the right moment with the right faith, miracles happen instantly. That is what is coming for you. An encounter with me that will change everything in a moment. A touch from heaven that will heal what has been broken for years. A word from my mouth that will shift your entire trajectory. A movement of my hand that will rearrange your circumstances. And it will happen suddenly. Not slowly, not gradually. Suddenly. You will be surrounded by my presence. Not just aware of it in a theological sense. Not just believing it in a conceptual way. You will feel it. You will sense it in the atmosphere around you. When you wake up, you will feel it. It will be like a warm blanket of peace settling over you before you even open your eyes. When you walk into a room, you will feel it. Others will feel it too. They will comment on something being different about you, something they cannot quite name. But they will feel the weight of my presence that rests on you. When you face a challenge, you will feel it. The calm in the middle of the storm. The confidence in the face of opposition. The peace that makes no logical sense given what you are walking through. My presence will be so tangible that it will change the way you move through your days. You will have a confidence that does not come from your own strength. You will walk into rooms differently. You will speak differently. You will make decisions differently. Not with arrogance, but with quiet assurance. The assurance that comes from knowing that the God of the universe is with you, backing you, supporting you, guiding you. You will have a peace that does not make logical sense given your circumstances. People will look at what you are dealing with and wonder how you are not falling apart. They will expect you to be stressed, anxious, panicked. But they will see peace instead. Unexplainable peace. Supernatural peace. The kind that can only come from me. You will have a joy that bubbles up from a source deeper than your emotions. Not dependent on whether things are going well or not. Not contingent on whether you got good news or bad news. Joy that comes from connection with me. Joy that comes from knowing who you are and whose you are. Joy that comes from confidence in where this story is going even when the current chapter is difficult. You will be surrounded by my grace. The grace that empowers you to do what you could never do on your own. You will find yourself doing things you never thought you were capable of. Speaking when you used to be silent. Standing when you used to collapse. Forgiving when you used to hold grudges. Loving when you used to be bitter. Giving when you used to be stingy. Serving when you used to be selfish. And you will know it is not you. It is my grace working in you and through you. The grace that gives you favor in places where you should not have favor. You will walk into situations where you are underqualified on paper and watch doors open anyway. You will meet people who have every reason to say no, and they will say yes. You will apply for things you are not sure you can get, and you will get them. Not because you worked a system, not because you knew the right people, not because you had the right credentials, but because my favor rested on you and opened doors that no one else could open. The grace that connects you with people who become divine appointments. You will meet someone at what seems like a random time in a random place, and that connection will change your life. They will have exactly what you need. They will know exactly who you need to know. They will say exactly what you need to hear, and you will realize it was not random at all. It was orchestrated by me. The grace that turns your mourning into dancing. The thing that made you cry will become the thing that makes you celebrate. The season that broke you will become the season that made you. The loss that devastated you will set you up for a gain you never would have experienced if you had not gone through the loss first. The grace that takes your mess and turns it into a message. Your pain will become your platform. Your struggle will become your strength. Your breakdown will become your breakthrough. And what the enemy meant to destroy you will become the very thing I use to deliver others. The grace that takes your test and turns it into a testimony. Everything you endured will become evidence of my faithfulness. Every battle you fought will become proof that I am a God who shows up in the middle of the fight. Every closed door will become proof that I was protecting you from something that looked good but would have harmed you. Every delay will become proof that my timing is perfect. You will be surrounded by my transforming power. The power that changes things at a molecular level. The power that does not just rearrange externals but transforms internals. The power that does not just modify behavior but changes desires. The power that does not just give you strength to endure but actually removes the thing you have been enduring. The power that rewrites your story. You have a story up until right now. A story that includes pain and failure and disappointment and loss. But I am about to add chapters that reframe everything that came before. I am about to write plot twists that no one saw coming. I am about to introduce characters that change the entire trajectory. I am about to bring resolution to conflicts that seemed unresolvable. I am the author of your story, and I am not done writing. The power that redeems your past. All the years you think you wasted. All the time you think you lost. All the opportunities you think you missed. I am buying them back. I am restoring them. I am redeeming them. What the locusts ate, I am restoring. What the enemy stole, I am returning with interest. The power that heals your wounds, not just the physical ones, though I can heal those too, but the emotional wounds, the psychological wounds, the spiritual wounds, the ones you carry from childhood, the ones you carry from past relationships, the ones you carry from trauma you experienced, the ones you carry from words that were spoken over you. I am healing them from the root, not just putting a bandage on the surface, but going deep and healing the source. The power that breaks generational curses, the patterns that have been in your family for generations, the addictions, the poverty, the divorce, the mental illness, the abuse, the rejection, the cycles that keep repeating no matter how hard people try to break them. I am breaking them in your generation. It stops with you. Not because you are strong enough to break it, but because my power resting on you is strong enough. The power that establishes generational blessings. What you are about to receive is not just for you. It is for your children, your children's children, your bloodline for generations to come. I am shifting the entire trajectory of your family tree. What comes after you will look different than what came before you. Because this is your generation. This is your appointed time. This is your moment to be the hinge that swings the door from curse to blessing. Your sins have been forgiven. I need you to stop dragging them back up. I need you to stop punishing yourself for things I have already pardoned. When I forgive, I do not keep a record. I do not hold it against you. I do not bring it up in arguments. I do not use it as leverage. I cast it as far as the east is from the west. Do you know how far that is? It is infinite. The east and the west never meet. That is how far I have removed your sin from you. It is gone. It is forgotten. It is no longer part of your record. The only one still holding on to it is you. And it is time to let it go. Not because it was not a big deal. Not because it did not hurt anyone. But because I paid for it. The price has been paid in full. The debt has been canceled. The account has been cleared. You are walking around carrying guilt for something that no longer exists in my records. It is like paying a bill twice. The first payment was accepted. The balance is zero. But you keep sending in payments for a debt that has already been satisfied. Stop. Receive the forgiveness. Walk in the freedom that was purchased for you. Every single thing you did that you are ashamed of has been covered by the blood of my Son. Every word you spoke that you wish you could take back. Every decision you made that you regret. Every opportunity you missed. Every person you hurt. Every moment you failed. Every lie you told. Every promise you broke. Every vow you did not keep. Every compromise you made. Every time you chose the wrong path knowing it was wrong. It has all been washed clean. You are not defined by your worst moment. You are not identified by your biggest mistake. You are not limited by your past. You are a new creation. Old things have passed away. All things have become new. The person you used to be is not the person you are becoming. I am releasing peace over your life. Not the kind of peace that depends on everything going well. Not the kind of peace that evaporates when problems arise. Not the kind of peace that requires perfect circumstances. Supernatural peace. The peace that passes understanding. The peace that guards your heart and mind. The peace that stays steady when the storm is raging. The peace that keeps you calm when everyone around you is panicking. The peace that allows you to sleep when there are 1,000 reasons to stay awake worrying. This peace is not something you generate. You cannot manufacture it by thinking positive thoughts or repeating affirmations. It is something I give. And I am giving it to you right now as you hear these words. Receive it. Let it settle into the anxious places of your mind. Let it calm the racing thoughts. Let it silence the what-if voices. Let it override the fear. Let it cover the worry. Let it guard your heart from being overwhelmed by circumstances. I am speaking words to you that bring hope. Real hope. Not wishful thinking. Not blind optimism. Not denial of reality. Hope that is anchored in who I am. Hope that is based on my track record. Hope that is rooted in my promises. Hope that says the story is not over yet. You are in the middle of the book, not at the end. There are chapters yet to be written. There are plot developments you have not seen coming. There are victories you have not experienced yet. There are blessings that have not manifested yet. There are connections you have not made yet. There are opportunities you have not encountered yet. Hope that says the best is still coming. What you have experienced up until right now, as good as some of it has been, as significant as some moments have been, is not the best. The best is ahead. I have been saving the best for last. Like the wedding at Cana where I turned water into wine, I saved the best wine for the end. That is what I am doing in your life. The last chapters are going to be better than the first chapters. The end of your story is going to be more glorious than the beginning. Hope that says there is purpose in the pain. What you are going through is not meaningless. It is not random. It is not without purpose. I am using it. I am leveraging it. I am turning it into something that will serve you in the future. The pain you are feeling right now is developing capacity in you. Capacity to handle blessing. Capacity to steward anointing. Capacity to carry authority. Capacity to help others who will go through similar things. Hope that says beauty will come from ashes. What was burned down will be rebuilt. What was destroyed will be restored. What was lost will be found. What died will be resurrected. I specialize in taking the worst situations and bringing the best outcomes. I am about to take your ashes and turn them into beauty. Your mourning into joy. Your shame into honor. Your rejection into acceptance. Your failure into success. Hope that says weeping may last for a night, but joy comes in the morning. The season of tears is temporary. It has an expiration date. It will not last forever. Morning is coming. The sun is about to rise on your situation. The darkness is about to break. The light is about to dawn, and with the light comes joy. Deep joy. Lasting joy. Unshakable joy. Hope that says what you are going through is not the end. It is a chapter, and I am about to turn the page. You have been stuck on this page for a while, reading the same sentences over and over, looking at the same problems, facing the same obstacles, dealing with the same struggles. But I am about to turn the page. A new chapter is beginning, and it reads different than the chapter you have been in. I am speaking words to you that bring tranquility, words that settle the chaos in your mind. Your mind has been a battlefield, thoughts attacking you constantly, accusations flying, condemnation landing, worries multiplying, fears growing. It has been exhausting trying to manage all of that mental noise, but my words are bringing order to the chaos. My words are silencing the accusations. My words are answering the questions. My words are calming the anxiety. My words are stilling the restlessness. My words have power. When I speak, things change. When I speak, mountains move, not metaphorically, literally. I speak to a mountain and it relocates. I speak to a situation and it shifts. I speak to a problem and it dissolves. When I speak, seas part. The water that was blocking the path separates and creates a way where there was no way. When I speak, dead things come to life. Lazarus was in the tomb for 4 days. He was not sleeping. He was not unconscious. He was dead, decomposing, beyond hope. But I spoke his name, and life returned to his body. When I speak, impossible situations shift. What was impossible yesterday becomes possible when I speak a word over it. And I am speaking over you right now. I am speaking peace over your mind. I am speaking healing over your body. I am speaking breakthrough over your situation. I am speaking restoration over your relationships. I am speaking abundance over your finances. I am speaking favor over your endeavors. I am speaking protection over your family. I am speaking wisdom over your decisions. I am speaking courage over your fears. I am speaking hope over your discouragement. I am speaking life over your dreams. My words are like a gentle breeze refreshing your soul. You have been in a dry season. You have been in a desert place. Everything has felt hard and barren and lifeless. You have been depleted, running on fumes, exhausted at a soul level, weary in a way that sleep does not fix. But as you sit here in my presence, as you allow my words to wash over you, something is shifting inside you. Can you feel it? The slight lifting of the weight, the small infusion of hope, the quiet settling of peace. You are being renewed. You are being revived. You are being restored. Strength is coming back into places that felt weak. You have felt weak for so long. Weak in your faith. Weak in your resolve. Weak in your ability to keep going. But strength is returning. Not all at once, but gradually. Like water filling a well drop by drop. The strength is coming back. Hope is rising in places that felt dead. There were dreams you buried, desires you gave up on, prayers you stopped praying because you lost hope that they would be answered. But hope is rising again, like flowers pushing through concrete, like grass growing in the cracks. Hope is finding its way back to the surface. Vision is returning to eyes that had grown dim. You lost sight of where you were going. You lost clarity about your purpose. You lost vision for your future. Everything became blurry and unclear. But vision is returning. You are starting to see again. Starting to see possibilities you could not see before. Starting to see doors you did not notice before. Starting to see the path forward that was hidden before. You are being refreshed at a soul level. Not just feeling better for a moment, actually being renewed from the inside out. I know you have been trying so hard, trying to make it work, trying to fix it yourself, trying to control the outcome, trying to force doors open, trying to change people, trying to manage every detail, trying to prevent every disaster, trying to be strong enough, smart enough, good enough, fast enough, organized enough, spiritual enough. And you are exhausted because you were never meant to carry that weight. You were never meant to be your own savior. You were never meant to figure it all out on your own. You were designed to depend on me, to lean on me, to trust me, to let me carry what is too heavy for you. I am not asking you to try harder. More effort is not what is needed here. I am asking you to surrender more, to let go of the illusion of control. You think if you just hold on tight enough, if you just manage it well enough, if you just think it through thoroughly enough, you can control the outcome. But control is an illusion. You cannot control other people. You cannot control circumstances. You cannot control timing. You cannot even fully control yourself. There are things beyond your control, and the sooner you accept that, the sooner you release it, the freer you will be. To release the grip you have on outcomes. Your hands are clenched in fists, holding onto things so tightly that your knuckles are white. You are afraid that if you let go, everything will fall apart. But what you do not realize is that your tight grip is actually preventing me from working. As long as your hands are closed in fists trying to hold on, they cannot be open to receive what I want to give you. Open your hands. Release the grip. Let go. To stop micromanaging the process. You have a plan for how this should unfold. A timeline for when things should happen. A list of steps that should be taken in a specific order. And when things do not happen according to your plan, you panic. You think something is wrong. You think I am not doing my job. But my ways are higher than your ways. My thoughts are higher than your thoughts. My plan is better than your plan. And it might not look like what you had in mind. The process might not unfold the way you thought it should. But trust me, I know what I am doing. To trust me with the details. You want to know every detail. How is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Who is going to be involved? What is it going to look like? Where is it going to take place? You want a detailed blueprint, a step-by-step instruction manual, a guarantee of outcomes. But I am not going to give you all of that. I am going to give you enough light for the next step. And then when you take that step, I will give you light for the one after that. You have to learn to walk by faith, not by sight. To trust me even when you cannot see the full picture. To believe that I know what I am doing even when you do not understand what I am doing. There will be moments when my methods do not make sense to you. When you look at what I am doing and think this does not seem like the right approach. This does not seem like it is moving toward the outcome I want. But remember whose perspective is limited and whose is unlimited. You see a piece. I see the whole. You see right now. I see the beginning and the end. You see the surface. I see beneath. Trust me even when you do not understand me. The moment you let go is the moment I can fully take over. As long as you are holding on, I will honor your free will and let you try. I will watch you struggle. I will be there to catch you when you fall. But I will not force you to release it. That has to be your choice. But when you release it into my hands, when you truly surrender it, when you say I cannot do this anymore and I am giving it to you completely, that is when you will see me move in ways that will leave you speechless. That is when miracles happen, not when you are trying to make them happen, but when you surrender and let me make them happen. There are miracles that have been waiting in the wings for your permission. Permission to let go. Permission to stop trying to do my job. Permission to trust me completely. These miracles have been ready. The angels have been assigned. The resources have been allocated. The people have been positioned. Everything is ready. But they are waiting for you to release control. They are waiting for you to step back and let me step in. They are waiting for your surrender. Blessings that have been held up because you have been trying to earn them instead of receiving them. You have been working so hard to be good enough, to do enough, to pray enough, to serve enough, to give enough, trying to earn the blessing. But you cannot earn what is freely given. You cannot work for what is a gift. You cannot merit what is grace. Stop trying to earn it. Just receive it. Open your hands. Open your heart. Receive what I am offering you. Doors that have been ready to open, but you have been pushing when you should have been waiting. You have been pushing on doors, trying to force them open with your own strength, knocking harder, pushing harder, straining and struggling. But some doors do not open with pushing. Some doors open with waiting. Some doors open when the time is right, not when you are ready. Stop pushing. Wait. The door will open at the right time, and when it does, it will swing open with ease, not resistance. Connections that have been prepared, but you have been forcing relationships that I never ordained. You have been trying to make connections happen, trying to build relationships with people who were never meant to be in your life long term, forcing things that do not flow naturally, clinging to people who are pulling away. I have divine connections prepared for you, people who will fit with you seamlessly, people who will add value to your life, people who will walk with you in the same direction. But you cannot receive them while you are holding on to people I never assigned to you. Let go of the wrong connections so there is room for the right ones. Promotions that have been available, but you have been settling for less because you did not believe you were worthy of more. You have been staying in places you outgrew, taking positions beneath your calling, accepting treatment below your value, because you do not believe you deserve more, because you do not think you are qualified for more, because you do not see yourself the way I see you. But I see you differently. I see your potential. I see your calling. I see what I put in you, and there is a promotion available, an elevation, an upgrade. But you have to stop settling. You have to start seeing yourself the way I see you. You have to step into your identity as my child. I am telling you right now, let it go. Whatever you have been holding on to so tightly, whatever you have been trying to control, whatever you have been managing in your own strength, let it go. Let me handle it. Let me work it out. Let me bring it together. Let me orchestrate what only I can orchestrate. I am God. I created the universe. I hold the stars in place. I cause the sun to rise every morning. I control the tides. I designed DNA. I formed you in your mother's womb. If I can do all of that, I can handle your situation. Trust me, the miracle you have been asking for is not just about the external change. It is not just about the situation improving, or the door opening, or the provision arriving, or the healing manifesting. Those things are going to happen, but the real miracle is what I am doing inside you. It is about the internal transformation. I could give you the thing without changing you, but then you would have the blessing and still be broken. You would have the provision and still be empty. You would have the relationship and still be lonely. You would have the healing and still be damaged inside. I am more interested in healing you than just improving your circumstances. I am more committed to transforming your heart than just rearranging your life. Because when your heart is whole, when your soul is healthy, when your spirit is strong, you will be able to steward the blessing properly. You will be able to maintain what I give you. You will be able to multiply what I release to you. You will be able to handle the increase without it destroying you. That is why some of the waiting has been necessary. I have been doing surgery on your soul. This is not easy surgery. It is not superficial. It is deep and intensive. I have been removing infected beliefs, beliefs that you picked up from wounded people, beliefs that you absorbed from toxic environments, beliefs that the enemy planted in moments of vulnerability, beliefs that are not true but have been operating as truth in your life, beliefs about yourself that do not line up with what I say about you. I have been cutting those out. It has been painful. You have felt it, but it was necessary. I have been cutting away toxic thought patterns. Patterns of thinking that have been running in the background of your mind like software programs. Negative thinking, worst-case scenario thinking, victim thinking, scarcity thinking, comparison thinking. These patterns have been shaping your perspective and limiting your life. I have been identifying them and removing them and replacing them with truth, with my thoughts, with heavenly perspectives. I have been extracting poisonous wounds, wounds from your past that have been festering, wounds that never healed properly, wounds that got infected, wounds that have been spreading poison through your soul, affecting every area of your life. I have had to reopen some of them to clean them out properly. That is why some old pain has resurfaced recently. Not because I am cruel, but because I am a skilled surgeon who knows that sometimes wounds have to be reopened to be healed correctly. I have been healing damaged emotions. Emotions that were damaged by trauma. Emotions that were damaged by abuse. Emotions that were damaged by neglect. Emotions that were damaged by rejection. You have been carrying emotional damage for years, maybe decades, maybe your whole life. And it has affected how you relate to me, to others, to yourself. I have been healing those emotions, restoring your ability to feel, restoring your ability to trust, restoring your ability to love, restoring your ability to hope. I have been resetting broken mindsets, mindsets that were formed in painful seasons and never updated, mindsets that made sense in survival mode but do not serve you in the season you are entering. Mindsets of poverty when I am bringing you into abundance. Mindsets of rejection when I am bringing you into acceptance. Mindsets of failure when I am bringing you into success. I have been resetting your mind, renewing it, transforming it, so that you can think like someone who is blessed. Think like someone who is loved. Think like someone who is called. Think like someone who is anointed. This surgery could not be rushed. It required precision. It required skill. It required time. It required your cooperation. And you gave it. Maybe not perfectly. Maybe not without complaint. But you stayed on the table. You did not run. You did not quit. You let me do what needed to be done. And because you stayed, because you endured the process, the healing went deep. The transformation is real. You are becoming whole. You are not the same person you were when the season started. You are stronger, not just physically, though that may be true too, but spiritually, emotionally, mentally. You have been through fire and you did not burn up. You have been through floods and you did not drown. You have been through battles and you are still standing. That is strength. Real strength. The kind that only comes through testing. You are wiser. You have learned things in this season that you could not have learned any other way. Things about yourself. Things about me. Things about how the kingdom works. Things about spiritual warfare. Things about faith. Things about perseverance. Things about grace. You have gained wisdom that people twice your age do not have. Wisdom that came through experience, not information. The kind of wisdom that cannot be taught, only caught. You are more compassionate. Suffering does one of two things. It either makes you bitter or it makes you better. It either hardens your heart or it softens it. And you have allowed your suffering to soften your heart toward others who are suffering. You are quicker to show mercy now, slower to judge, more patient with people who are struggling, more understanding of people who are broken, more willing to help people who are hurting. This compassion is going to be a major part of how I use you in the next season. You are more patient. You used to want everything right now. You used to be impulsive. You used to be driven by urgency. But the waiting has taught you patience. It has taught you that some things cannot be rushed. It has taught you that there is value in the process, not just the outcome. It has taught you to trust my timing, even when my timing does not align with your preferences. You are more humble. Nothing humbles a person like needing help and not being able to provide it for yourself. Nothing humbles a person like being brought to a place where all you can do is trust God because you have exhausted every other option. You have been humbled. In the best way. You realize now that you are not as strong as you thought. You are not as capable as you thought. You are not as self-sufficient as you thought. And that realization has made you dependent on me in a way you never were before. And that dependence is exactly where I need you to be. You are more dependent on me. You used to try to handle things on your own. You used to pray only when things got really bad. You used to treat me like a last resort instead of a first option. But not anymore. This season has taught you that you need me, not just in the big crisis moments, but in the everyday mundane moments. You need me when you wake up. You need me when you make decisions. You need me when you face challenges. You need me when you navigate relationships. You need me constantly, and you know it now. And that awareness has changed everything. You are more aware of your need. You used to think you had it together. You used to believe you were fine on your own. You used to rely on your own understanding. But this season has exposed your need for me, your need for grace, your need for help, your need for wisdom, your need for strength. And that awareness of need is actually a gift. Because people who do not know they need something will never seek it. But you know your need now, and that makes you hungry, desperate, dependent. And that is a beautiful place to be. You are more grateful for grace. You used to take grace for granted. You used to assume it. You used to live like you deserved it. But not anymore. You realize now that you do not deserve grace. You have not earned it. You cannot repay it. It is a gift. And that realization has made you grateful, deeply grateful. You do not take it for granted anymore. You appreciate it. You treasure it. You marvel at it. And that gratitude pleases me. You are more understanding of others who are struggling. You used to judge people who were going through things. You used to wonder why they did not just have more faith, or try harder, or get it together. But then you went through your own thing. And you realized it is not that simple. You realize that people who are struggling are not weak, or faithless, or lazy. They are human. They are doing the best they can with what they have. And now you understand. And that understanding has made you more merciful, more patient, more supportive. You are more quick to forgive. You used to hold grudges. You used to replay offenses. You used to keep score. But this season has taught you about forgiveness, about how much you have been forgiven. And when you realize how much you have been forgiven, it becomes easier to forgive others. You let go faster now. You release offenses quicker. You give grace more readily, because you remember how much grace you have received. You are more slow to judge. You used to be quick to form opinions about people, quick to label them, quick to write them off. But you have been humbled enough to realize that you do not know the whole story. You do not know what people have been through. You do not know what they are carrying. You do not know what they are fighting. And that realization has made you slower to judge, more careful with your assessments, more willing to give people the benefit of the doubt. You are more anchored in truth. You used to be swayed by feelings, by opinions, by circumstances, by what other people said. But this season has forced you to anchor yourself in truth, in my word, in what I say, in who I am. Because everything else shifted, everything else changed, everything else proved unreliable. But my word remained, my truth remained. And you learned to build your life on that foundation. And now you are anchored, stable, unmovable. You are more resistant to lies. The enemy used to be able to whisper a lie and you would believe it. But not anymore. You have learned to recognize his voice. You have learned to test thoughts against truth. You have learned to take every thought captive. You have learned to reject lies before they take root. And that makes you dangerous to the enemy. Because a believer who cannot be deceived is a believer who cannot be defeated. You are more discerning of voices. You used to listen to everyone, every opinion, every suggestion, every piece of advice. But this season has taught you to be more selective about whose voice you listen to. You have learned that not everyone who speaks into your life has the right to speak into your life. You have learned that not every voice is a voice of truth. You have learned to discern, to filter, to only listen to voices that align with what I am saying. You are more protective of your peace. You used to let anything and anyone into your space. You used to tolerate chaos. You used to accept drama. You used to allow disturbances, but not anymore. You have learned that peace is valuable. Peace is precious. Peace is worth protecting, and you guard it now. You are careful about what you watch, what you listen to, who you spend time with, what conversations you engage in, because you know that peace is a gift, and it is your responsibility to protect it. You are more intentional with your time. You used to waste time. You used to say yes to everything. You used to fill your schedule with things that did not matter. But this season has taught you that time is limited. Time is valuable. Time is a gift, and you have become more intentional with how you spend it. You say no more now. You create margin. You prioritize what matters. You invest your time wisely. You are more careful with your words. You used to speak carelessly. You used to say whatever came to mind. You used to use words as weapons. But this season has taught you the power of words. You have seen how words can heal or hurt, how they can build up or tear down, how they can give life or bring death. And you have become more careful, more thoughtful, more intentional with what comes out of your mouth. You are more generous with your love. You used to withhold love. You used to make people earn it. You used to give it conditionally. But this season has taught you about unconditional love, about how I love you, about how grace works, and it has changed how you love others. You give love more freely now, more generously, more unconditionally, and that makes you more like me. The person you are becoming is the person who can handle the miracle I am sending. The person you used to be would have misused it, would have abused it, would have taken credit for it, would have become prideful because of it, would have forgotten me once they had it, would have treated it carelessly, would have squandered it. But not anymore. You have been broken enough to stay humble. You have been humbled enough to remember where blessings come from. You have struggled enough to stay grateful. You have been through enough to value what I give you. You have waited enough to not take it for granted. You have been tested enough to know how to steward it. You have been through enough to remember where your help comes from. You are ready. You might not feel ready, but I am telling you, you are ready. The miracle is already in motion. It left the throne room the moment you prayed the prayer that aligned with my will. Not every prayer you pray aligns with my will. Some prayers are asking for things that would harm you. Some prayers are asking for things in the wrong timing. Some prayers are asking for things that are not mine to give because they involve other people's free will. But there was a prayer you prayed that aligned perfectly with what I wanted for you. And the moment you prayed it, the answer was released. It has been traveling towards you ever since. It has been navigating through obstacles. Obstacles in the natural realm. Obstacles in the spiritual realm. Obstacles of timing. Obstacles of positioning. Obstacles of readiness. But it has been making its way through, moving around hindrances, going over some, going under some, going through some, but always moving forward, always progressing, always getting closer, breaking through barriers, barriers that were set up to stop it, barriers of opposition, barriers of resistance, barriers of spiritual warfare, but no barrier can stop what I have released. My word does not return void. What I send out always accomplishes what I sent it to accomplish, always succeeds in the purpose for which I sent it. Overcoming opposition. It has faced resistance from the enemy who does not want you to have it. He knows what this miracle will do for you. He knows what it will unlock. He knows what it will activate. He knows the ripple effect it will have. And he has been trying to stop it, trying to delay it, trying to derail it. But no weapon formed against you will prosper. No scheme of the enemy will succeed. No assignment against your life will be accomplished. I have angels assigned to ensure that what I sent reaches its destination. And that destination is you. There have been delays along the way. Not because I changed my mind. I do not change. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. What I purposed, I will accomplish. What I promised, I will fulfill. Not because the enemy is stronger than me. He is not even close. He is a defeated foe. He has no authority except what is yielded to him. And he has no power over what I have released for you. But because I have been aligning multiple things simultaneously, your miracle is not happening in isolation. It is connected to other things, other people, other timings, other purposes. Your miracle is connected to other people's obedience. There are people who have to make certain choices, people who have to be in certain places, people who have to say yes to assignments, people who have to step into roles, people who have to obey promptings. And I do not force people to obey. I invite, I prompt, I lead. But they have to choose to follow. And sometimes people delay in their obedience, and that creates a delay in your miracle. But even their delays are being worked into the timing, because my timing is perfect even when it is affected by human choices. It is connected to timing in the natural realm. There are natural processes that have to unfold, seeds that have to grow, connections that have to develop, doors that have to open, resources that have to be released, legal processes that have to complete, medical processes that have to progress, financial processes that have to clear. These things take time in the natural realm. And I work within natural laws, even though I can suspend them when I choose to. But sometimes the miracle is not a suspension of natural law. It is a perfect alignment of natural processes. It is connected to shifts in the spiritual realm. There are things happening in the spiritual realm that you cannot see. Angelic assignments being carried out, demonic attacks being blocked, spiritual warfare being waged, heavenly decrees being issued, prophetic words being released, prayers from saints being answered. These spiritual realities affect natural outcomes, and there are shifts that have had to happen, territories that have had to be taken, strongholds that have had to be broken, atmospheres that have had to be shifted. And those shifts are happening right now. It is connected to your own readiness. As I have said, I have been preparing you. You were not ready before, but you are ready now. And your readiness is part of the alignment. Everything is lining up right now as you hear these words. Things are falling into place that you cannot see. Dominoes are being positioned. Pieces are being moved on the board. Players are being put in place. Resources are being released. Doors are being unlocked. People are being positioned. Everything is being set up for the moment of release. And that moment is close. So close. When the miracle manifests, it will happen suddenly. After all this waiting, after all this preparation, after all this process, it will happen in a moment. You will wake up one morning and the thing that was impossible yesterday will be possible. The diagnosis that said no cure will say healed. The bank account that said insufficient will say abundance. The relationship that said broken will say restored. The door that was locked will be open, not just unlocked but wide open, inviting you in. The person who was resistant will be receptive. The person who said no will say yes. The person who was closed off will be open. The resource that was unavailable will be accessible, suddenly available, suddenly within reach, suddenly yours. The healing that was delayed will be released. Pain that has been there for years will be gone. Symptoms that have persisted will disappear. Conditions that were chronic will be resolved. Suddenly, supernaturally, completely. The breakthrough that was blocked will be unblocked. The obstacle that has been in the way will be removed. The barrier that has been preventing progress will be demolished. The thing that has been stuck will be unstuck. And it will happen so fast that you will not even have time to prepare for it. No warning, no countdown, just sudden manifestation. You will not have time to doubt it. Before doubt can form a thought, the miracle will be there. Before fear can raise a question, the answer will have arrived. Before cynicism can whisper a lie, the truth will be evident. You will not have time to talk yourself out of receiving it. No opportunity for self-sabotage. No chance to reject it out of feeling unworthy. It will just happen. And you will be standing there with your mouth open wondering what just happened. And you will know beyond any shadow of doubt that it was me. There will be no question, no debate, no wondering if it was coincidence. You will know. It will be unmistakable, undeniable. Obviously me. I want you to start preparing your heart to receive. Not by working harder, not by praying more, not by fasting longer, not by serving more, not by trying to earn it, but by opening yourself up to believe that it is possible, by releasing the cynicism that is built up from past disappointments, by letting go of the bitter root that says you will always be overlooked, by dismantling the belief system that says good things happen to other people but not to you. Those lies have to go. They will block the flow of blessing. They will sabotage the miracle before it even arrives. I need you to partner with me in creating space for what is coming. I need you to make room in your heart, make room in your mind, make room in your expectations, make room in your life. Stop rehearsing worst-case scenarios. Stop imagining all the ways it could fall apart. Stop preparing yourself for disappointment. That is not faith. That is not wisdom. That is not protecting yourself. That is fear. And fear is the opposite of faith. Faith says, I believe you will do what you said. Faith says, I trust you even when I cannot see the path. Faith says, I know you are good even when circumstances are bad. Faith says, I am expecting breakthrough because you are a God of breakthrough. Faith says, I am anticipating miracles because you are a God of miracles. Faith says, I am looking for your movement because you are always moving on behalf of your children. I want you to start thanking me in advance. Before you see it, before it manifests, before the evidence appears. Thank me for the miracle that is on the way. Thank me for the provision that is coming. Thank me for the healing that is en route. Thank me for the breakthrough that is approaching. Thank me for the door that is about to open. Thank me for the relationship that is about to be restored. Thank me for the opportunity that is about to present itself. Thank me for the favor that is about to be released. This is not presumption. This is faith. And faith is what moves my hand. Faith is what activates my power. Faith is what releases my intervention. When you thank me before you see it, you are declaring that you believe my word more than you believe your circumstances. You are announcing that you trust my promises more than you trust your feelings. You are proclaiming that you have confidence in my character even when you do not understand my methods. This kind of faith gets my attention. This kind of faith releases my power. This kind of faith activates my intervention. I am looking for people who will believe me at my word, who will take me at face value, who will stand on my promises even when everything around them contradicts what I said, who will worship before the victory, who will praise before the manifestation, who will celebrate before the evidence appears. That is the faith that moves mountains. That is the faith that parts seas. That is the faith that brings dead things back to life. You have been standing. You have been believing. You have been trusting, even when it was hard, even when you felt like giving up, even when people told you to let it go, even when your own mind told you to stop hoping. You held on. You kept believing. You continued trusting. And I saw every single moment. I saw every time you chose faith over fear. Every time you chose hope over despair. Every time you chose to believe my word over your circumstances. Every single one of those choices created a deposit in the account of your faith. And that account is about to pay dividends. The return on your investment is about to manifest. The return on your faithfulness is about to manifest. The reward for your trust is about to be revealed. The harvest from the seeds of faith you planted is about to break through the soil. You are about to see the fruit of every prayer you prayed, every tear you cried, every worship song you sang when you did not feel like worshiping, every time you opened my word when you did not feel like reading, every time you showed up to serve when you were exhausted, every time you gave when you barely had anything, every time you forgave when you wanted to hold a grudge, every time you blessed someone who hurt you, every time you chose my way over your way. It has all been recorded. It has all been seen. It has all been counted. And the recompense is coming. The payback, the reward, the harvest. I am a God who rewards those who diligently seek me. I do not forget your labor of love. I do not overlook your sacrifice. I do not dismiss your faithfulness. I keep track of every single thing you do in my name, and I repay. Not because you earned it, not because I owe you, but because it is my nature to bless obedience. It is my character to honor faithfulness. It is my way to reward those who trust me. And you have trusted me. even when it cost you, even when it was unpopular, even when it did not make sense. You trusted me. And I'm about to show you that your trust was not misplaced. I'm about to demonstrate that I am trustworthy. I'm about to prove that I keep my word. I'm about to validate your faith in ways that will leave you speechless. The enemy has been working overtime to convince you that you made a mistake by trusting me. He has been whispering lies telling you that you should have taken matters into your own hands, that you should have compromised, that you should have settled, that you should have given up, that you should have chosen the easy path, that you should have done what everyone else was doing. He wanted you to abandon your faith. He wanted you to walk away from your trust in me. He wanted you to stop believing. Because he knows what happens when you keep believing. He knows what is released when you maintain faith. He knows the power that is activated when you refuse to give up. That is why the warfare has been so intense. That is why the attacks have been so relentless. That is why the pressure has been so heavy. The enemy does not waste ammunition on people who are not a threat. He does not assign high-level demons to people who are not going to make an impact. He does not expend resources on people who are not dangerous to his kingdom. The fact that you have been under attack is proof that you are a threat. The fact that he has been trying so hard to take you out is evidence that you are about to take territory. The fact that he has been fighting you so fiercely means you are closer to breakthrough than you realize. He is fighting so hard because he knows what is coming. He sees what is approaching. He recognizes the season that is dawning, and he is trying to take you out before you step into it. But he will fail. He has already failed. You are still here. You are still standing. You are still fighting. You are still believing. And that terrifies him. I am about to vindicate you in front of everyone who doubted you, everyone who mocked your faith, everyone who laughed at your prayers, everyone who said you were wasting your time, everyone who told you to be realistic, everyone who said it would never happen. They are about to see what I do for those who trust me. They are about to witness what I do for those who wait on me. They are about to watch what I do for those who refuse to give up on me. And their mouths will be silenced. Their accusations will stop. Their mockery will turn to amazement. Their doubt will turn to belief. Because when I move, there is no denying that I moved. When I show up, everyone knows I showed up. When I perform a miracle, everyone recognizes it as a miracle. Your testimony is about to become a weapon in my hand. I am going to use your story to encourage others who are in the waiting room. I am going to use your breakthrough to give hope to others who are struggling to hold on. I am going to use your miracle to prove to others that I am still a God who does the impossible. Your pain will have purpose. Every ounce of it. Every moment of it. Your struggle will have meaning. It will not be wasted. Your waiting will produce fruit. Not just for you, but for everyone who hears what I did for you. You are not going through this just for yourself. You are going through this for a generation that needs to see that I am still faithful, that I still keep my word, that I still answer prayer, that I still perform miracles, that I still show up for my children. There are people watching your life who do not know they are watching. They are observing how you handle hardship. They are noticing how you respond to setbacks. They are paying attention to how you navigate disappointment. They are taking mental notes on how you manage to keep going when everything is falling apart. And when they see the miracle manifest in your life, when they watch me turn your situation around, when they witness the impossible become possible in front of their eyes, they will know that there is a God who sees, a God who hears, a God who acts, a God who delivers, a God who keeps his promises, and they will turn to me because of what they saw me do for you. Your miracle will be their catalyst. Your breakthrough is going to create a domino effect. It is going to set off a chain reaction. It is going to start a movement. Because when people see real evidence of my faithfulness, it does something to their faith. It awakens belief that has been dormant. It stirs hope that has been buried. It ignites fire that has been extinguished. It activates faith that has been inactive. Your miracle is not just about you getting what you need. It is about me demonstrating to a watching world that I am still God, that I am still powerful, that I am still faithful, that I am still moving, that I am still answering prayer, that I am still performing miracles, that I am still the same yesterday, today, and forever. So when the miracle comes, do not minimize it. Do not downplay it. Do not explain it away with natural reasoning. Do not give credit to coincidence. Do not attribute it to luck. Give me the glory. Tell the story. Share the testimony. Let people know what I did. Let them know how long you waited. Let them know how hard it was. Let them know how many times you almost gave up. Let them know how I came through. Let them know how I showed up. Let them know how I proved myself faithful. Because when you give me glory, I release more glory. When you testify about what I did, I do more. When you make much of me, I make much of you. When you exalt my name, I exalt yours. Until that moment arrives, I need you to rest in me. Not physical rest, though you need that too, but spiritual rest, soul rest. The rest that comes from knowing that I am in control. The rest that comes from trusting that I know what I am doing. The rest that comes from believing that I am working everything out. The rest that comes from confidence in my character. The rest that comes from assurance in my promises. The rest that comes from security in my love. This rest will sustain you through the final stretch. This rest will carry you across the finish line. This rest will keep you steady until the manifestation comes. I love you. Not because of what you do for me. Not because of how well you perform. Not because of how perfectly you obey. I love you because you are mine. I love you because I created you. I love you because I chose you. I love you because I delight in you. My love for you is not conditional. It is not performance-based. It is not earned or deserved. It is freely given, lavishly poured out, abundantly available. You cannot do anything to make me love you more. You cannot do anything to make me love you less. My love for you is constant. It is unchanging. It is eternal. I am with you in every moment, in every situation, in every circumstance. When you are strong and when you are weak. When you are faithful and when you fail. When you are sure and when you doubt. When you are courageous and when you are afraid. I never leave you. I never abandon you. I never walk away. My presence is your guarantee. My presence is your assurance. My presence is your comfort. My presence is your strength. My presence is your peace. You are never alone. You are never on your own. You are never without help. I am always with you. The miracle you have been asking for has arrived. It is here. It may not look like you expected. It may not come in the package you anticipated. It may not manifest in the timing you predicted, but it is here. I have what you need. I am releasing it to you. I am pouring it out on you. I am surrounding you with it. Open your hands, open your heart, open your spirit. Receive what I am giving you. Stop striving, stop struggling, stop trying to make it happen. Just receive, just rest, just trust. Let me be God. Let me do what only I can do. Let me work the miracle that only I can work. The season of waiting is coming to an end. The time of preparation is nearly complete. The moment of manifestation is approaching. Everything you have been believing for is about to break into your reality. Everything you have been praying for is about to be answered. Everything you have been hoping for is about to be fulfilled. Get ready. Position your heart. Prepare your mind. Open your spirit, because what I am about to do is going to exceed your expectations. It is going to surpass your imagination. It is going to blow your mind. And you are going to know without a doubt that I am the God who keeps his promises. I am the God who performs miracles. I am the God who does the impossible. My child, the wait has not been in vain. The struggle has not been meaningless. The pain has not been without purpose. Everything you have endured has been preparing you for everything I am about to release. Trust me for just a little while longer. Hold on for just a few more moments. Keep believing for just one more day. Because your breakthrough is closer than you think. Your miracle is nearer than you realize. Your answer is right around the corner. And when it comes, when you finally see what I have been working on behind the scenes, you will fall to your knees in gratitude. You will lift your hands in worship. You will open your mouth in testimony, and you will give me all the glory. Amen. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear these words. Type Amen in the comments to receive this blessing. Subscribe to this channel to continue receiving messages from God's heart to yours. Remember, you are loved, you are seen, you are known, and you are not forgotten. The miracle you have been waiting for is on its way. Hold on to faith. Hold on to hope. Hold on to me. I am bringing you through this season into a season of supernatural breakthrough. Your weeping has lasted through the night, but joy is coming in the morning. Your valley experience is ending, and your mountaintop testimony is beginning. Do not give up now. Do not quit when you are this close. The finish line is in sight. The victory is within reach. The promise is about to be fulfilled. Keep your eyes on me. Keep your heart fixed on my word. Keep your faith anchored in my character. I have never failed anyone who trusted me, and I am not about to start with you. What I promised, I will perform. What I spoke, I will accomplish. What I decreed, I will establish. You are about to enter into the fullness of everything I have prepared for you. Get ready to receive. Get ready to rejoice. Get ready to give testimony of my faithfulness. Your miracle has arrived.